Good morning, children. So already you have understood about the story, isn't it? The beginning of the story. What had happened? There was a doctor called Harriot, and there was one more person in one more car. Doctor was in one car, and there was one more person in one more car with three children and a dog. He had actually come, this person had come to see the doctor because he wanted specially a veterinary doctor, means a doctor who treats for animals. So he had come there to meet the doctor because he had a pet dog. And what did the dog do? The dog was playing with the ball. By chance what happened? That ball had gone to its throat and it got stuck into the throat of the dog. And the dog was not doing any movement. So this person was thinking maybe the dog is dead. So he wanted to just have a treatment by the doctor to see whether it is dead or alive. What can be done? He wanted to know from the doctor. So he had come to meet this doctor. Meantime, doctor had returned from his duty. It was in the evening, night it was. So he had come from duty. So even he has seen this doctor and he told doctor that doctor has, this dog has eaten. That means it has taken a ball into its mouth and the ball has got stuck into the throat. So you please see whether the dog is alive or dead. So immediately what happened? The doctor rushed to see what has happened to the dog. Till that I have done. Now let us continue. The vet quickly opened the door. He could dimly see a large dog spread on the knees of the three children. Oh, doctor, he's dead. He's dead. Let's have him out, the vet said. The young man and the vet picked up the dog and gently put him down on the road. It was then that he saw that the dog was a huge, beautiful cock. Cock means it's a breed of dog. He was upset that the dog's mouth was open. His tongue was hanging out and his eyes staring lifelessly at nothing. He wasn't breathing. The vet could hear all of them crying. What did you say about a ball? What did you say about a ball? The vet asked the young man. It's in his throat. The vet pushed his hand into the dog's mouth. He could feel a ball there. It was jammed like a cork in a bottle, effectively blocking the windpipe. The poor dog couldn't breathe. The ball was wet. The vet couldn't take the ball out as his fingers slipped on the wet ball. He withdrew his hands, put his thumbs behind the dog's lower jaw and pushed. The ball shot forth, bounced on the frosty road and rolled on the pavement. So what happened? Now doctor has reached to the car of this young man where the dog was lying down. So he just opened the door. It was almost night, isn't it? And the light was not inside the car. So it was a dim light. See? The vet quickly opened the door. He could dimly see a large dog spread on the knees of the three small children. So these small children had carried this dog and it was a big dog which was lying down on the knees of all the three children. Oh doctor, he is dead, he is dead. Now children started crying. Doctor, doctor, the dog is dead. Let's have him out, the vet said. Then he said, okay, don't cry. Let me see what has happened to the dog. So let us bring that dog out of the car. So let's have him out, the vet said. The young man and the vet picked up the dog and gently put him down on the road. So what did they do? This young man as well as the doctor slowly took the dog outside the car and put the dog on the road. It was then that he saw that the dog was a huge, beautiful cock, means a breed of dog. So what happened? Then doctor understood, oh, it's a very good breed of dog. The breed is called cock, okay. So he understood that it's a very good dog and very beautiful. It was very beautiful. Here in the picture itself you can see, it was a beautiful dog. He was upset that the dog's mouth was open, his tongue was hanging out and his eyes staring lifelessly at nothing. So when the doctor saw the dog, even doctor felt the dog is dead. Why? Because the mouth was open and the tongue was hanging out, like this, it was hanging out, and then the eyes also just staring. It was staring, there is no movement, it was just staring. So he wasn't breathing, and moreover the dog was not breathing. There was no respiration, no breathing was there. The vet could hear all of them crying. So all the children were going on crying and crying and crying. What did you say about a ball? The vet asked the young man. Now the doctor started asking this young man, what did you say? You said about ball, isn't it? Yes. Then he is asking that young man, is it about a ball? It's in his throat. Now he is saying, yes, it was a ball which is in his throat, which is in the dog's throat. The vet pushed his hand into the dog's mouth. So immediately what did the doctor do? Doctor put his hand, complete hand into the mouth of the dog to remove the ball which was stuck in the throat. He could feel a ball there. So when he put his hand inside the throat, he could make the ball is there. It's there. It was jammed like a cork in a bottle. So what had happened? Effectively blocking the windpipe. So what happened? He could see, he could make out, he could feel that there is a ball in the throat of the dog. But what had happened? It had completely got jammed. It was there inside. It cannot go inside nor it can come out. It was jammed. Pressing the windpipe. Windpipe is the one through which we take in air. Understood? So the dog is also taking air through this windpipe. So what happened? This ball went and jammed the windpipe. It was stuck there. So it was pressing the windpipe. So when the poor dog couldn't breathe, the ball was wet. So because of that got jammed, it was stuck there, isn't it? So it was not able to breathe. And the ball was totally wet because it is there inside the mouth. Definitely it should be wet, isn't it? The ball was wet. The vet couldn't take the ball out as his fingers slipped on the wet ball. So when he tried to take the ball, what happened? His fingers, when he touched the ball, it was slipping down. Why? It was fully wet. The saliva of that dog was already there on the ball, isn't it? So what happened? He was not getting a grip to remove it. So it was slipping. He withdrew his hands, put his thumbs behind the dog's lower jaw and pushed. So what happened? He took it out from the mouth and he just put the thumb like this, down. Lower jaw. This is called lower jaw. This is called upper jaw. So he just put it like this and then what he did, he started pressing with the thumb. Like this he started pressing. He withdrew his hands, put his thumbs behind the dog's lower jaw and pushed. The ball shot forth. When he just pushed like that, what happened? The ball came out, bounced on the frosty road and rolled on the pavement. So what happened? It started bouncing. Once the ball is put on the road, what will happen? Wherever you put, what happens? It will start bouncing. So it started bouncing like that and went to the pavement. That means the footpath. It started moving there. Okay. So it started rolling and it started going to the pavement. Okay. So then let us see what is going to happen. So like this, what happened? The ball had come out from the dog's mouth. So let us see what happened now. But Benny didn't move. His eyes did not open. The vet touched Benny's body and felt a very light flutter in his chest. His heart is still beating, he said as he pressed hard on his chest every 3 seconds, hoping the dog would breathe. After about 3 minutes, he noticed the slight movement of an eyelid and the small lift of his ribs pulling the icy air into his lungs. Soon his breathing became regular. After a minute or two, Benny staggered to his feet. 4 voices welcomed Benny joyfully, crying out his name, Benny, oh Benny. That was the vet's greatest reward. So adapted from All Things Wise and Wonderful by James Herriot. So the author is James Herriot. He has written a book called All Things Wise and Wonderful. From that one part is this. Okay. So now see what happened. Slowly what happened? He pushed from the thumb, putting it outside that is at the lower jaw, isn't it? From outside he started pushing with the thumb. What happened? The ball just came out. It fell on the road and went to the pavement. So but Benny did not move. Even after the ball has come out also, Benny was not able to move. His eyes did not open. His eyes also did not open. The vet touched Benny's body and felt a very light flutter in his chest. Now what happened? This veterinary Dr. Herriot, what did he do? He just touched the chest of the dog. What happened? He could feel that light movement of the heartbeat. He could make out that. See, very light flutter in his chest. There was a light heartbeat. He could feel that. His heart is still beating, he said, as he pressed hard on his chest every 3 seconds, hoping the dog would breathe. So what happened? For every 3 seconds he went on just pressing the chest. Where the presence of heart is there, no? There he started going on pressing for every 3 seconds, release. Again press, again release. What will happen? When they do like that, this windpipe will get opened. When the windpipe opens, what happens? The air will start going in and out. So then the dog can breathe easily. So he started giving that press to the heart. See, his heart is still beating. He said as he pressed hard on his chest every 3 seconds, hoping the dog would breathe. After about 3 minutes, so this way it continued till how many? For 3 minutes it continued like that. After about 3 minutes, he noticed a slight movement of an eyelid and a small lift of his ribs, pulling the icy air into his lungs. So like that, when he went on pressing his chest, for 3 minutes, after 3 minutes, slowly what happened? The eyelid will started moving. The eyelid is this eyelid. This is called as eyelid. It started moving. Slowly it started moving. And then what happened? And the small lift of his ribs, even the chest also started moving. You can make out your own when you breathe. What happens? You can see the movement of the chest up and down, isn't it? So it comes outside and goes inside. You can make out that breathing. The same way, this doctor could feel the movement of his ribs pulling the icy air into his lungs. Icy air. Why it is icy air? Because it was winter. It was very cold. Already it is said. So it was very cold, isn't it? So what happened? He started taking in this cold air. Icy air means cold air into his lungs. Soon his breathing became regular. So when it went on doing like that, this dog went on doing what happens? It was easy for it. So its breathing also became regular, normal. It became normal. After a minute or two, Benny staggered to his feet. Immediately what happened? Once it was normal, it started running. Which one? The dog started running. So Benny staggered to his feet means he started moving. 4 voices welcomed Benny, joyfully crying out his name, Benny, oh Benny. So they were all so happy. What happened? Because the dog was normal, isn't it? They were so happy and they started calling Benny, Benny, Benny. Like that, no? Very happily they started calling the name of the dog. That was the vet's greatest reward. So, what did the veterinary doctor do? He has given a life to a dog. So, that was a great reward he has given to these children and that young man. So, that's the end of the lesson here. So, children, whenever you come across something like that, you should at least try to help. If you can't do, at least you tell somebody to help these type of animals. Okay, you should not hurt them. So, let me stop it here. We will continue in the next class. Thank you.